Okay, let's start the video. And someone commented on various systems, and one of them system commented on is the Pascal Triangle system that they were using for the Mega Man and Powerball. Now let's review similar systems. The Dster Triangle I've been using, showing you all week, all month long, and all year long. And reverse Dster Triangle haven't been using that because it's been effective the Dster system. And somebody just mentioned the Pascal Triangle system. Let's go through all of the three systems here. Now, before we get started, let's get through the crisis together, and let's not give up the hope. And let's see how the protests will continue to go on for how long. Now, you can subscribe, donate, share, and like my video. Use the closed caption button. And remember, nothing is guaranteed, but always trust yourself. You can email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com for any game prediction or requests. And if you want to learn my system, you can email me for that. Also goes up to part 1 to part 18. Now, North Carolina Pick 3 list will be continued until the 20th. For those of you who still haven't got a list, this is the numbers. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 18. Up to 18. Red Dster system is similar to the Dster system. Reverse Dster system is different because you reverse the system from the Dster. Now when you reverse the system from Dster, number from the blue box will create different numbers. Now, as you can see, if you haven't watched my other video, see the numbers was predicted. 3 numbers were predicted by yesterday's Mega Man on 4 of those lines by a player using my system prediction. 8, 35, 33, and 42 was the code, was predicted last draw. And 06 was the top Mega Ball. Congratulations for following the rules on my system and using it. But please follow the rule. Also, 08 is not in the Dster. Please stop playing 08. So besides the 08 that he messed up on and the 54 not in the Dster, he can, if he followed the rule and not play 08 or 54, he could have extra numbers on those lines. Those extra numbers could be replaced by another winning number, maybe 21. And that would lead to 4 or 5 numbers. And thanks, Brandon, for watching my live video. Keep on commenting. And also, the other player also had 3 numbers on the line. But the 3 number was 6, 42, and 33. So congrats to follow rule 111. Stop playing the numbers not on the Dster system again. Follow the rule. Now let's get on to various system, and let's use the Power Jordan for example. And let's remind everybody what the Pascal Triangle is before we get started. This is the Pascal Triangle theory that people are trying to use. It's a unique technique. You see 1, then you have 2 ones on the bottom. Why? Because the 1 plus 0 on the left and 1 plus 0 on the right give you 1. So that 1 on top, 1 plus 0 on the left, 1 plus 0 on the right will give you 1 on the bottom. So that's how you got the 1 on the row 2. Now row 3, you have 1 plus 1 equal 2 in the middle. Now that 1 plus 0 on the left hand side gives you 0. That 1 on the right hand side plus the 0 on the right hand side will give you 1. So that's how you get all these 1 on the right hand side and all these 1 on the left hand side. And the middle is the sum between those two. Now if you see the 3 in green, 1 plus 2 is 3. On the other side also, 2 plus blue, 2 green plus blue 1 is also 3. Now if you keep going down, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. Look at the green. 5 plus 1 is 6. And so on. This is the Pascal triangle theory. And if you look at the bottom, it tells you the sum you can get on adding those numbers horizontally. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. Now, if you look at this bottom Pascal triangle, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. That's how you get the number. So how do you use this system for the measurement power? How do you which number do you start with to create the Pascal triangle? Now, for those of you, let's look at the measurement, the power list. Since tonight is power, let's look at the power list. And this is power. So let's say, for instance, the power is numbers are 2, 12, 32, 50, 65. How do you know which number to start by to create the Pascal triangle? How? So if you use the 2, you will have 2 plus 0 is 2, 2. So your starting point for the Pascal triangle would be like this. Let's start. So if you use the Pascal number 2, your Pascal triangle would be like this. Now, then you will have 2, 4, 2. So how do you create winning combination? And then you have 2, 6, 6, 2. Because 2 plus 4 is 6, and then 2 plus 4 is also 6. One from the left side, one from the right side. This is the Pascal triangle. So how do you create what your winning numbers are? Now, even if you add the sum on the left side, you get this. The first row will be 2, second row will be 4, third row will be 8, and last row will be 16. So how do you create the Pascal triangle to create winning combination? You got to start with a number. What number do you start? So that's why using the Pascal triangle for the measurement of power is very confusing. You do not want to use that. Some people do use it for pick 3 and pick 4 also. It's very confusing. You gotta do the techniques all the way down. You gotta add. What if you make a mistake adding the numbers, right? So when you make a mistake adding the numbers, then you will have a wrong combination. And how do you know which numbers stand? Once you create the Dster triangle, how do you pick? How do you pick your numbers? You pick a number inside the triangle. Pick a number by adding the sum. How do you pick the numbers? You gotta have a certain technique or pick a number. So that's why I would not advise you to use a Pascal triangle for the measurement of power. It's very confusing, not as good as the Dster system. Now, that being said, you can use the Pascal triangle for any other stuff, but definitely not for the measurement of power. Now, if you look at the various technique, now you need the chart. You can't just pick randomly in the Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle, there's numbers in the Pascal triangle, but how do you know which number to pick? Don't know. Number have to be segregated. Have to be grouped by numbers. If it's not grouped, then you're confused. You're only picking numbers randomly. No difference in using quick pick. So if you set it to the number, you will have a good chance of hitting that measurement of power. Now, if you use the Pascal triangle, if you use the Dster system, you also not only using the Dster system and picking it randomly. You gotta go with the breakdown. Now tonight for power, we will be using the 4th and 5th invincible number. Remember last night measurement I used the 4th invincible number. Now tonight for measurement for power, I'll be using 2 invincible number. You can use. I'm using the 3rd and 4th invincible number, not the 5th. So just to correct myself, I'm using the 3rd invincible number. I'm going to correct myself, not the 5th. Correct myself here so you guys will know that I'm using 3rd and 4th invincible. Because as you know, the 3rd and 4th invincible number, clearly don't need to think too much because now you know which is the 5th invincible number. So I'm going to use the 3rd and 4th invincible number. not the fifth, because after you know the fourth, you know which, basically you know which is the fifth. So that's why I don't use the fifth invisible number. So the fourth and third invisible, I'll be using two invisible numbers set up accordingly, and the other two number will be picked in the Dster. So even though third and fourth number is not really picked in the Dster, it has to be in the Dster to be used. So it's really picked in the Dster. So if you look at the third and fourth invisible chart, those numbers must match the Dster number. So if the third and fourth invisible number is not in Dster, I simply cross it out. I do not use it for the third and fourth spot. And since I cannot use it for third and fourth spot, I can only use whatever third invisible number is in the third and fourth spot. Therefore, limited the amount of picks I have, and not picking too much of a number. Just like the player did it yesterday. He picked a certain amount of number. He didn't diversify too much number. He has 6 mega ball and 8 mega ball. That's it. Besides that, he had 42, 35, 33. He had those number and 08. Even though I don't like 08 because it's not in Dster, he went against the rule. He didn't have too much diversify of a number. He have numbers that are together. So let's get back to what I'm talking about. Remember, he had 8, 8, 42, a lot of 42s, 35, 39. He had certain amount, and then 50, 53, and then 54. 54 is not in Dster, and he had 8 also not in Dster. So if he replaced those two numbers, he definitely could have hit 4 number last night. So 14 number are not too much diversified. That's why I mean by that. So if you look at tonight's Powerball number, you know what I mean. You're going to be using the same techniques as the Mega Man. But for tonight, I'm using third and fifth invisible number. Yesterday, I was only using the fourth invisible number. Tonight, I'll be using the third and fourth invisible number. So as you can see, that's the difference. Now, if you're comparing the Pascal Triangle to the Dster Triangle system, this is Dster. Now, the Dster, you do not use add-ons. You do not add up all each row and add up sum. Do not add up for something like the Pascal Triangle. You do not add up. You do not add numbers from the first row and then creating the sum to the second row. All you do is use a calculator, use the Dster system, use the right Dster number for that date, and multiply that date by the Dster number. And how do you know which Dster to use? You gotta go through the infinite Dster chart. For instance, if a Dster number is this, if the Dster number is this number for this month, and if the code Dster is not in the Dster system, so yesterday the code Dster was 42 for Mega Man. I had posted the 42 by accident, but you guys who watched the video, probably some of you did play the 42, and probably give you a big advantage knowing the 42. So the Dster must have 42 from last night's Mega Man, and when you go through all the infinite Dster starting from the first one, if it's not no code 42, you go through the next number, next decimal Dster number for that date. Then if it's still not there, go for the next decimal number. Keep going on until you have finally found your code 42 for yesterday's Mega Man, and use that Dster. That's how you do it. Knowing the code will help you define which Dster to use. Now, code 42 obviously came, so it cannot be used. And the previous code, we know, I've been telling you, for Mega Man was 26. After 26, 42 didn't take that much to come out. It didn't take that long to come out. Didn't take, because if all these breakdown was analyzing the breakdown, 42 was defined as the code. And 26 was the code. So not necessarily use a code. You use whatever code think is going to come out basing on the breakdown that you have. And 42 was the good code to use because 42, I was expecting it to be the fourth invisible number. It didn't come on the fourth invisible number, it came on the fifth invisible number. And if 42 it came as fourth invisible number, definitely could have gotten 5 number, including the Mega Ball. Because 23 was not playable, I couldn't have gotten 23, to be honest with you. So this triangle will set up. Now, you got to figure out which code is inside this Dster. Which code is the Dster? Am I using this Dster? Find out the code I'm using. There's a lot of number, so you'll be guessing which code. But or you can email me for the code that I'm using for this Dster. This Dster came from a code. So that's how you use. So after you using that Dster times the date for that date. 26 is not a secret code. 26 was a secret code for measurement during the time it was 410 million. After 26 came during the time of 410 million megaminute, 42 was the code, and 42 was the code for megaminute. It came yesterday. Now after the code 42 came yesterday, I'm changing code 42, so the code is not 42 or 26. It's a different code. So if you want the code, you can email me on that. And as you can see, once you set up the Dster times the date, Dster number times the date, you must have the Dster correct code in Dster. If you don't have the code, you cannot put the code in the blue box. It does not work that way. Then it will become really invincible. The code must create the Dster. The code Dster, or the code Dster. The code is not in the Dster. You cannot use that Dster. You have got to go through the number. And there's infinite Dster number for that date. So you gotta know which Dster to use. You can sit here the whole time, you're not gonna finish all the Dster, even with a calculator. It's infinite. You can sit there the whole day, you're not gonna finish calculating the Dster for that date. After you find the code Dster and you set up the Dster according to that Dster number, there's your matrix. This is your matrix. Again, the blue box, you can only use the first blue box for the number. That's what the Pascal Triangle don't use. Blue box. Not only measurement powerful. That's the difference between the Pascal Triangle and this. Too much math in the Pascal Triangle. You gotta do the mathematics all the way down until you reach the bottom of the triangle. Too confusing. Not that good. This one you don't any calculation. All you do is copy the number from the calculator down. If you have a calculator, let the calculator do the job. Like I say, back to back in the past, let the calculator do the job. Copy number in the down. No reason for you to press the wrong number in doing the math in the calculator. No reason. So that's why I suggest you to do is to do the calculation in the calculator again. If consistently do it a couple of times to make sure you do not make a mistake in the calculator. And this will be the Dster to use for tonight, and you can see why as you can see why this number is consistent, because you don't play by a full matrix. Draw, next draw, or any draws. You play by a set of matrix, the low on each draw depending on the number in the Dster. Now, why does the Dster triangle or the Dster different from the Pascal triangle? Because it goes by frequency in the Dster, which the Pascal triangle might have, but not like this. Sometimes the Pascal triangle, when you get to the all the way to the bottom of the Pascal triangle, number are more than two numbers. The add-on numbers are more than two numbers. That means you have 3-digit number like 535, 635, 735 for the Pascal triangle. And this, even though the number are greater than each one after you do the mathematician, the numbers are the sum or the multiplication of each line doesn't matter. Only matter is what digits are in Dster. You only choose two numbers, left to right, right to left, or diagonal. Now, that's why this system is so powerful than the Pascal triangle. Nobody used the Dster triangle past in history. Nobody has used the Dster triangle, Dster system in the past. Nobody has used it. I'm probably the only one that first created it. Now, now let's now this is the red Dster. This is the red Dster. I'm not reviewing the red Dster. You can email me for that. Also, the red Dster is same as Dster. You then colorize. That's a red, and you use it to define the Dster. The important numbers in the Dster, you colorize it. Colorize the important number that brings you the matrix. So whatever is not colorized, you cannot use it for your matrix to pick, but you can still use it for the mega ball or power ball. Now, if you look at the number, let's go through the number. Now, since the Dster is powerful, the reverse Dster is as Dster. Let's figure out why. But too bad they don't have the reverse Pascal triangle. Now, reverse Dster, simply you reverse the number. So the first set will be 8, 8, 8, 4, 8, 8, 8. Since you're reversing, the second set will be 6, 7, 1, 6, 7, 1, 6, 6, 0. Now, and then the third one is 2, 1, 1. And then the last one is 1. It's not 1 now. Now, you see, when you reverse it, the number jumps up to 4 minutes. 3, 9, 2, 5, 3, 5, 1. So this is the Dster triangle, and the reverse Dster triangle is this one. When I reverse it, now as you can see, what happened? It went from the blue box of having 8, 6, 2, 4 to having 8, 2, 1. So if your number cannot create it in the blue box and you want to keep that Dster, okay. And if you think when you reverse the Dster, you have that one in the blue box, you can do that also. But I just like Dster. If I don't have that number, I just move up to the next Dster until I get it. I don't know it, right? So that's why I never reverse Dster. I never use it. So if there's other usefulness for the reverse Dster, I will use it. So so you can see that from all those 3 techniques, from the Dster, reverse Dster, and Pascal triangle, there you go. The Dster triangle is the most simplest, powerfulest. That's how you pick all the winning numbers. You can tell all the winning number was inside the Dster. Last night's Megmin. And I don't think the Pascal triangle would have all the winning number inside the Pascal triangle. If it doesn't even have all the number inside the Pascal triangle, how are you going to have a chance to pick your winner? No chance. Now, reverse Dster could have all the winning number. Why? Now, let's compare the power number for tonight. Now, again, I'm going to read this. This is the last win. The last, I have 2. I have 12. They're both on the right left. I have 32. 50 I don't have. 05 I don't have. 65 might be in the blue box. As you can see, 65 might. So really much the Dster for last one didn't do so well, but Megaman did that good, did that great. It had all winning them. So you can have one bad draw. Doesn't mean you give up on the Dster. You can have one bad draw. Doesn't mean you give up on Dster. Don't do that. But the Dster have proven that one bad draw will lead to another good one. The Dster do make a comeback, or picking the right number each draw. The previous draw is bad. Next one become good, or it can become good for a long list of draws. Now, if you use the reverse triangle, let's say I like the reverse triangle. Reverse Dster triangle. I'm gonna post the winning number from last draw. Now let's see what if you use the reverse Dster triangle. Now the quadrant hitting number went from the left side to the right side. It's like a mirror. 32. So now H3 will become the hottest quadrant. 32. Now, where's 50, 65, 5? 50, 65, and 5 is not there, but look what we have. 5 will be using the blue box for 50 or 5. And 65 could be used right over here for 65. Therefore, you have all one number in this triangle. If you in the reverse Dster triangle, if you place the O over here to create 05, you have 05 and 50. You create the 5 over here to create 65. Or you have this advantage. You can put 5 over here. Therefore, give you 5 over 50. Now, that's why we sometimes use a reverse Dster triangle, because it's not in. Sometimes it takes a long time, all the way up the ladder to even creating the Dster pair. So what do? You reverse it. Once you have the correct code-Dster and you use Dster and don't have the code-Dster pair, all you do is the only thing the code-Dster pair or the trio can use the blue box. The code-Dster must use the right Dster. Because once you have the code-Dster, sometimes it takes a long time to create both the code-Dster and code-Dster pair and Dster. That's why you have to use infinite Dster, and it will take a long time. That's why the Dster sometimes will help when you can create the Dster in the blue box. You reverse Dster, now it'll give you more options. Now you could create the code-Dster in the blue box. For instance, that's why you have to use the reverse Dster sometimes. So I would advise you to use either one of these, Dster, red Dster. But if you try to use the reverse Dster, you can use it too. Just reverse the Dster I give you for every draw. So for let's say for tonight's draw, is this Dster, reverse Dster. But if you want to use the reverse Dster, you can reverse it and you can see the difference. Now when you reverse the Dster, you see what number are not in Dster. Now, for instance, you reverse the Dster, numbers are not in the Dster. Now, number are not in the Dster. Now take a look. Now, if you take a look, there's some number in the reverse Dster, not in the Dster, or vice versa. And I'll let you decide which one. Dster, that's not in the reverse Dster, that's not important. You can figure out yourself. But let's get back to it. That the Pascal Triangle, if you like to use the Pascal Triangle, you can use it. I suggest you that for Mega Man Powerball, follow the Dster system, follow the matrix that the Dster, and that's how you hit the jackpot. A couple times, one quadrant has all the win numbers. So I'll try to reveal the results, and when they send me the tickets, I'll try to post that also. And if you like the video, get my subscribe to